All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elder apostle, of great millstone, who rule well. Salutation to the Most High's men in the four corners of the earth, preaching his word in sincerity and in truth. And Shalom to the few sisters out there that watch the videos, subscribe, and support in this message of deliverance to the Most High's hopefully elect. Today we got a topic going into prophecies, and mainly being entitled, being occupied in prophecy, or staying occupied in prophecies, because even the Lord himself had commanded his servants in his departure to occupy till I come, so he commanded us to stay occupied in diligence in this word of his. And what is this word? It's the Holy Bible, because there's a reason throughout the four corners of the earth that you have different groups and different sects and different individuals that are popping up and springing forth, going into that name of Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, going into the signs of the times, screaming out that certain areas are going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right, so we're going to play a little video clip, just a few seconds of it, and then we're going to jump into some precepts.
The U.S. envoy to the United Nations says Washington's patience with North Korea is not unlimited. Nikki Haley made the comments during an emergency Security Council meeting earlier. It appeared to end in deadlock as the U.S. dismissed possible plans for de-escalating the crisis.
U.S. has threatened North Korea once again, saying that Kim Jong-un is begging for war. To the members of the Security Council, I must say, enough is enough. Nuclear powers understand their responsibilities. Kim Jong-un shows no such understanding. His abusive use of missiles and his nuclear threats show that he is begging for war. War is never something the United States wants. We don't want it now, but our country's patience is not unlimited. Ambassador Haley's comments are nothing new.
And for the first, to start out with, so that could be the subject matter at hand, because that's what people want to know. They want to know why there's turmoil and chaos throughout the planet Earth. They want to know what is the message of deliverance, and it ultimately boils down to the prophecy of the Heavenly Father. Because all prophecies are subjected, by the Heavenly Father's words, and they have to come to pass before the end shall come. The gloomy, what you call the doom and gloom, the doom and gloom days have to come to pass before we get that nice, pleasant sunshine, so to speak, man. All right, and we're gonna start in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. And I'll read it for we show when you brothers want to break it down. And we start at verse 3. All right. So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, or the anointed, and shall deceive many. Okay. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Okay. And this is Yahweh Shai. He's breaking down these prophecies that's coming to pass. You see, you hear rumors of wars like North Korea talking about they're going to attack America, or they're going to attack South Korea. But pretty soon, North Korea and South Korea, they're going to join back together, and they're going to become allies against America. These are all prophecies coming to pass. We're seeing right before our eyes. So these are the disciples that was asking Yahweh Shai what's coming to the pass, and now we're seeing rumors of wars. We're seeing these different pestilences happening, earthquakes. You got these hurricanes, they brewing up. So these are all prophecies coming. But as I said, the end is not yet, because these prophecies have to be fulfilled. We are very close.
Verse 7, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Come.
And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right.
Yeah, so basically, like even with the famines, you see what's going on in Venezuela, the pestilence, now they're talking about that it's a form of gonorrhea and there's no cure for it, and so on and so forth. But like the last scripture stated, man, these are the beginning of sorrows, man. So, the end is still not yet, but at the same time, we know we're close because we're actually going through the beginning of sorrows, man.
I got a precept real quick. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Mark chapter 13, verse 29. So ye in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors.
Right. So what things coming to pass? The prophecies, man. That's why, through the spirit, we're supposed to be watchmen, man. We're supposed to be reporting to our people and letting them know what's coming ahead, man. That's why we're standing on that tower, because if you stand on the tower, you can see stuff from afar off compared to someone that's not standing on the tower, man.
Yeah, versus them that are at ground level, and everybody isn't a watchman.
That's right, bro.
Some people are afraid of the heights to go up there to the tower. Some people are so their immune system doesn't allow them to stay up for those particular amount of hours that they need to run and be on watch. Some people's eyesight isn't as keen as others, and some people's hearing isn't as keen as others. Because also to be a watchman in the ancient times, when the enemy approached, there were certain triggers in the earth that everybody couldn't pick up on. You could be talking. I said, like, you hear that? The earth is rumbling, or you feel the vibrations beneath your feet. So everybody isn't here to be a watchman. Now everybody's here to be able to listen and to receive a particular message. Everybody upon planet Earth has those particular gifts, right? You know what I'm saying, for the most part. But the Most High set up a particular group of men to actually be those watchmen.
That's why Yahusha always stated, he that hear, let him hear. Not talking about your physical ears, it's talking about your spiritual ears, because everybody can't see it, man. But the why Yahusha, we are able to see what's coming in these times that we are heading to.
I got a quick precept. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken.
That trumpet, that's us going out on the highways and byways, pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth through the internet. And that trumpet is us through this word, these scriptures, man. And we blowing that trumpet to you, and only are the elect gonna understand the lyrics of that song. 2/3 they're gonna be misquoting that song. They're gonna be getting the lyrics all wrong, so they're not gonna be able to hearken.
Clapping off beat.
They're gonna be clapping off beat,
which means they can't get in tune with it.
Exactly.
They can't get jiggy with the message.
Exactly.
And then that ultimately just means that the Most High, either for that moment or for your lifespan, he's blinded you or blocked you from receiving that message. And it really just sucks on your part. So you got to pray that isn't you.
Correct. A quick precept. Matthew 11:17. And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced.
So we playing this instrument for you. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother was saying, which is the Most High's word, which is full of I'm looking for a particular word, but it's full of woes,
lamentations,
mournings, and woes. That's what I'm looking for. Lamentations, mournings, and woes, man. That's what that book is full of. But then it's also full of pleasantries and gifts and blessings. Go ahead, bro.
You know what?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, since you brought it up, bro, I gotta get it. This is Ezekiel. This is the second chapter. Ezekiel 2:10, and he spread it before me, and in it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
Come, you got it, bro.
And that's the Bible, man. Everybody think it's just a book, just like a regular novel. Now it tells you about certain things that's going to happen on the earth, and we seeing it right now, man. And I keep up with them.
Back in Matthew 11:17, it's saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
Correct. Let's say about the marketplace.
Okay, keep going. Verse 16. I'm gonna jump up. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows.
Good. And if that Greek word, if I'm not mistaken, markets, I want to say it's agora.
Let's look it up.
Yeah. It's Matthew 11.
So,
Yeah. So that's agora. That's that's basically going out like to the marketplace.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
that's good, yeah. I just pull up on the screen. Okay. What verse you in? Matthew
11 and 16.
Boom.
Yeah. So as you're gonna see right here for markets, the Greek words agora. We're gonna get into it.
Strong's G58, Agora.
Agora. It says any assembly, especially of the people, the place of assembly for public debating, for elections, for trials, for buying and selling, for all kinds of business. Marketplace, street.
It goes to show you that you don't supposed to be in no damn per se church house, man. You're supposed to be on the highways and byways. Why? Because you have to condemn the other nations as well, man.
You know, and they got to hear what? They got to hear about the future judgments that are going to come upon them as a nation, and that are going to come upon this land as a whole. All right, because contrary to popular belief, we're not going to make America great again. You're not going to make America great again. Trump's not going to make America great again. The sins of Babylon the Great, which is known as America, the sins of America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Holy Scriptures, have reached into the heavens, man. You know, all this transsexualism, all this homosexuality, all this bestiality, all this Holly weirdness, you know. All this madness has reached onto the heavens, man. They've been peeking and poking forth through the clouds, you know, and the Heavenly Father's tired of it. All these so-called UFO sightings that you guys been seeing and witnessing, those are the angels of the Heavenly Father, man. Documenting, writing down everything that's going on upon planet Earth. You know, so somebody has to pay for that, and that's where it comes in, as the scripture says. Through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Because you want to know, okay, what do you have to do to get it right? Even Ezra's asked the angel that. All right, he asked the angel that. Basically, how could he prepare for? He actually said, "Woe is me in those days. Who shall save me?" You know, because he saw those future events that the men currently upon planet Earth are prophesying that are going to come.
And he knew he was going to be back on Earth again.
Exactly.
You know.
Hey, bro, you made a point about the chariots. This is Zechariah 5:3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
You break it down now.
Yeah, basically, man. So when you see those chariots, man, at the same time, Yahweh Shem Al-Shah is balanced. He's gonna bring salvation with those chariots. He's also gonna bring destruction, man, with those chariots, man. Because who has actually who swears and who has stole things, beginning with these Edomites, man. They stole the demographic known as America from the Gadites. Okay, and then when you go into like his court system, he makes you swear, so on and so forth, man.
Good. This Habakkuk 3 and 4. It said, "In his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand."
And brightness as light is referring to the chariots. And those horns coming out of his hand is actually talking about those missiles coming out of the chariots.
And they were the hiding of his power. Before him with the pestilence and burning coals went forth at his feet.
Why? Because those pestilence is actually coming from those missiles, man. Those lasers coming from that chariot, man.
It'll be beaming people, man. A good example is in War of the Worlds. You know, they show you how it was just basically chariots just smoking people, man. And they'll just turn their body basically into ashes. That's a good example. Right there. You know.
Because what that heat does once you get hit by those chariots, evaporate. You're actually being dehydrated, man. That's actually concentrated fire going through your ass, man. And in the process, it dehydrates you. It's just like it's worse than being sitting in the fucking sauna, man. You know, so Esau knows, man. That's why he depicts this stuff in his movies, and you know, because he knows, man. Beginning with the elite, the upper echelon.
Yeah, con. And there's a video a while back when that so-called UFO, when it was when it deactivated that missile, and it kept hitting it with those beams. You know, I'm gonna find it real quick. Y'all brothers keep speaking.
I got another for you, bro. Like this is so you talking about being watchful, because that's the time we're in. We're supposed to be watching what's coming to pass. This is Luke 21.
At this stage,
verse 36. Watch ye therefore and pray always.
You have to pray always, man. That's how you cleave unto Yahweh Shema Shai. It's one of the main tools of cleaving to him by praying, man, and also fasting as well.
You basically stay connected. It's like he's that power source.
You know?
It says that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that should come to pass.
Right, and what are all these things, man? Basically, the beginning of sorrows, man. Jacob's trouble, man. The famines, the pestilence, man.
Military draft.
The economy plummeting.
Yeah. The race riots.
The
chip. FEMA camps.
Especially the chip.
It says, and to stand before the Son of Man.
Right, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to be redeemed by the Son of Man, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, I don't think this is it. Yeah, but I keep looking for it. Yeah, just still recording. Yeah, I'll drop it. If I can find it, I can find it. You know, it is what it is. This precept, y'all got. All right, let's see. For this precept. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies."
And that's the elect man right there. You will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient. So all those things that our forefathers went through, they count on you. How about you, Shai, to be able to, help them in their time of trouble. So whatsoever written aforetime written for our learning, we supposed to be in that same mind frame. We supposed to be seeking out the wisdom. We supposed to count our faith on you. How about you, Shai? We supposed to be occupying prophecies, man.
Con. Verse 2, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
Right. Hey, so Yahweh Shema Shai speaks to his man through dark parables, man. And how does he basically give you that understanding? Through the spirit of, through the spirit of his son, man. That's how the elect men are able to navigate within the scriptures, man.
Verse 3, he will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables.
God. So Yahweh Shema Shai basically puts the spirit on you to dig deeper, man, and he gives you that same understanding as well.
God. It's Matthew 13, verse 9. Whoever ears to hear, let him hear.
Meaning that everybody can hear. So that's why Yahweh Shai was making that statement. He was actually being sarcastic. Who has ears, let him hear.
And the disciples came and said to him, why speakest thou to them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it's given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Right, and them is actually 2/3 of our people. They're not destined to get this truth, man. That's why Yahweh Shai spoke in parables, man. Because if you speak something in parables or you speak something in code, you don't want everybody to get it. You're trying to convey that message to a direct target, man.
Exactly.
Because unto them it was given, but as for them that were without, it was not given. So the Lord is all about separatism, division, saying one at variance with another, because it's perfect balance. Everybody weren't chanting for him to be saved, for him not to be crucified. There were more people saying crucify him, than there was that were actually on his side. And it's the same way here on this side. So he's not going to be chanting for you. He's not going to be letting you prosper in his life. He's not going to be so-called granting you salvation or saving you, as the church say.
Right.
That's right. All right. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
And it links right up with Matthew 24 when it said that these are the beginning of sorrows, you know. And then we read in Mark when he said, you see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh even at the door. So this is how you prepare. You realize the prophecies that are going to come to pass when you reference back into the book of Corinthians, when it said, through the terror of blood we persuade men, because you begin to fear. Because now you see that you've heard of things that are going to come to pass, you know. So now it's like, okay, the physical part of it, what do I have to do? You know? Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and
Vapors. Uproars,
uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
The end is manifest, man. Because all things have a beginning and all things have an ending. You know, when you read in the book of Ecclesiastes, you know, with the chapter 3.
Better is the end of a thing.
Yeah, you know, sure. a better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. You know, and you read the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken, it says that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Right, the elder Yashwamba always go into like, man, hey bro, we got a kingdom coming, man. He's like, what you mad for? You know what I'm saying? So we got to shake out of that carnal, mopey, dope mind state a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Because this system, this world really beats you down. And that's the reason that most people question existence or life itself, because they're tired of losing. There's a reason you lose. I mean, you losing, and it's because of this book. You know, but to understand the past, the present, and future is what gives you comfort. You know what I'm saying? Because this book is our comforter. That's right. And it's only for the Most High's people, you know, his elect first and foremost, but the 12 tribes entirely are going to be in the kingdom of heaven, ruling over the other nations, man, because the other nations were made for to serve us. The earth was made for our sakes, all right. But the Most High, he turned his back toward us, right, and took particular things away from us: our heritage, our nationality, our name, our blessings. You know,
that's why we are identified as the fallen ones within the scriptures, man. That's talking about us, man. And the brother just gave you characteristics, the reason why we are in such a low state right now. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
All right, you know, so it says it's going to have endings and effects and signs. You know, hey, the same way that we left out of Egypt, we left with the spoils of the Egyptians, man. We left with the spoils of the Egyptians. So the Lord is going to give us that quote unquote fame as we depart from this land as well, man. We're going to leave with the spoils once again, because this is our second Exodus.
That's right.
All right.
And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed.
And that's plain. That means, hey, because they're linking with the book of James, man. You know, faith without works. You got to have both. It says to be able to escape by his works and by faith. So you got to be doing something. You can't be twirling your thumbs. Always got your balls in your hands. You know, just scratching away, but never actually doing anything. You know, whereby ye have believed. Because we believe upon the names. We believe that this is the truth. This is our truth, man. You have your truth. We have our truth. So-called white man has his truth. The Christian church have their truth. The Mormon church have their truth. Everybody is full set in what they believe. But there is only one truth at the end of the day.
What proves that? That's when Yahusha was preaching, telling you about this gospel, man. Goes to show you that it's only one truth, man.
Good. And what you said about what you said about his faith and works, you know, basically gonna follow him, you know, get delivered. You read Sirach 39, That further proves the point the brother made. It says, many should commend his understanding, and so long as the word endureth, it should not be blotted out. His memorial should not depart away. His name should live from generation to generation. Why is that? Because the works he did when he was in this kingdom, it's going to follow him, man.
That's right.
That's right.
God. All right. So we get this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven opened.
Hold on, bro.
All right, we'll go to what, 9?
Yeah, that's the point right there.
All right, 9, 10.
Yeah, 10. Right.
All right, Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Good, that's it's self-explanatory, man. The spirit of prophecy. That's the mind frame we're supposed to be in. We're at the end now, so we're supposed to be prophesying. That's why Apostle Tar would say, prophets prophesy prophecy. You know what I'm saying? That's our mind state we're supposed to be here today, brothers.
Right. Come. Hey man, we got a microchip that's gonna be implemented, man.
Right.
You got that 666 mark of the beast that's gonna be coming out. That's a future prophecy. And you gotta be able to see it for yourself first and foremost, and you gotta be able to give warning unto the people secondarily, man. And the only way to do that is to have that testimony of Yahushua, which is the spirit of prophecy. And you have to be occupied in the prophecy. You have to pretty much constantly watch, see what's going on out in the world, out in the news, in your own local vicinity, and then abroad. Hey, because the Lord is working throughout the entire planet Earth. So the gift of measurement that He gave you of understanding and wisdom and knowledge, you got to be able to dib and dab a little bit there, dib and dab a little bit there. Basically spreading out that seed, in different demographics, different subject matters,
Yeah, gotta be balanced, man.
I looked at the word occupy. One of the definitions says on freedictionary.com, it says to engage or employ the mind, energy, or attention of. So that goes back to Sirach 39 again. It says, if I'm not mistaken, what the first verse say, bro?
It's Sirach 39.
About to meditate it.
I think I close. Hold on one sec. Boom.
Back in Ecclesiasticus 39 chapter again. So I'll read that definition again. For occupy, it says to engage or employ the mind, energy, or attention of. In the scripture we just read in Revelation 19, it says spirit of Yahushua. The spirit of prophecy, basically the spirit of Yahushua,
God got it right here.
So energy, that's another word basically for your spirit, man.
Right.
So he said, but he that give his mind to the law of the Most High is occupying the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupying prophecies. So we supposed to be employed in the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
I think Nat Turner had a quote about that, how basically if he wanted to be closer to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he had to basically put himself in solitude. Yeah, it was a quote Nat Turner had.
Cool. Yes, more on that.
All right. Now, this is Psalm 111, verse 10. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure it forever.
Yeah, can you read that again?
It says the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the beginning of wisdom.
So the beginning of wisdom is actually fearing Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, okay? Because fear is more, it makes you more steadfast than love, man. Well, coming to the truth, you understand what love is. It's truly an action word, okay? But the fear of the Lord is to actually, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Continue.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
And basically right now we're in this flesh, so we try to keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. That's the reason why we need a redeemer.
It says his praise endure forever.
Right, his praise endure forever. but the main point is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and that's why we have to push the prophecies, because we fear the Lord and we understand as a man of the Lord the main thing we have to do right now is pushing prophecies, man. That's showing you that we have wisdom because we're doing what we're supposed to do, which makes us fear the Lord, man.
All right, go ahead.
This Proverbs 4:1. It says, "Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. If I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thy heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live."
And part of the commandments is actually being a prophet, which means you have to go out there and prophesy, man.
Yep.
You know, push the prophecies, man.
Yeah, Elder Bud, it's like a video you did a while back about all on to dear life.
Oh yeah,
this word, man.
This word is like.
Yep. It says, get wisdom, get understanding.
That's how you get the understanding, by getting the wisdom. What's the wisdom? The getting the wisdom is fear of the Lord.
Right. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth.
Needing forget it not. You're supposed to keep it, man. So basically, once you hear it, you're supposed to continue to do so, man. Because once you stop doing it, pretty soon you're gonna forget it.
Yep. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee.
Right, and preserve thee what from this pending judgment, man.
It says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. With all thy getting, get understanding.
You know, so that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
So through the Spirit, y'all about Shah, we understand these prophecies, man. We understand the chip is right around the corner. It's pretty much here now,
right?
Because it's already in our phone devices, you know, in the radio systems. So pretty much now they trying to fast forward so they get there with implanting your skin now, man. That's the times we are in. And we try to warn our people, let you all know what's coming, but you all fail your head at us. So that's gonna be your mistake in that time of Jacob's trouble.
Right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Exactly. Those are fools. 2/3 of our people, man. You fool, you despise wisdom and instruction, man.
God. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. That was the point.
Yeah, because your mother is actually the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Your mother actually is a symbolic for nurturing you, man. And that's where you get your nurturance from, is the scriptures.
If I'm not mistaken, Son of Solomon says how he suckled thy breast.
You
know, that's that milk, man. His word is that milk.
God. Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Right.
And the holy are the elect, man. Those are the ones who are separate from the rest of the nation of Israel. So they're going to have the knowledge, the understanding of the prophecies of Yahweh Shah. They understand that the mark of the beast is the microchip. They understand that Jacob's trouble is coming. They understand 2/3 of our people going to die in America.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 14. It says, to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb.
It reminds me of Jeremiah says, before I knew thee.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because Yahweh knew Jeremiah in the spirit world, man.
And throughout his time frame, he was on earth, which he's back on earth again today. But just going back like to the book of Jeremiah, you see that he kept his faith through all the trials and tribulations he went through. He kept his faith. So Yahweh said it was created with the faith in the womb.
And I got that Nat Turner quote. It states, having soon discovered to be great, I must appear so, and therefore studiously avoided mixing in society and wrapping myself in mystery, devoting my time to fasting and prayer. And that's why we say Nat Turner through the spirit was a prophet, man.
There's no doubt that he's probably back on earth doing the same thing that we're doing right now, man.
All right, this is Sirach chapter 25, verse 12. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love.
Right, because when you fear the Lord, basically you're going to do what you're supposed to do. Remember, love is an action, man. If you love me, keep the commandments.
And faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
Right, and faith is going actually into like your belief system, man. So in order to cleave into Yahweh Shem Shah, you have to have faith, which is a gift given to you by Yahweh Shem Shah.
Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
Right, so these women are wicked, but the main point of this scripture right here is the plague of the heart. And a lot of 2/3 of our people basically have the plague of hearts, man, because they're not in their right mind.
God, that is the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come.
Right, so you're supposed to be doing the work, man, until Yahweh Shah comes, man, until Yahweh gives Yahweh Shah that green light. You're supposed to be fellowshipping, you're supposed to be studying, you're supposed to be doing the weekly videos, you know, you're supposed to be on the highways and the byways, you're supposed to be occupied or actually, you know, digging in until Yahweh Shah tells you to stop digging.
Yep. No word for occupy, like we keep saying, employ, engage, to work. That's why the apostle said we got work to do, man.
Yeah, because the job's not over until the work's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. You know, of course you can't work 24 hours,
right.
But you got to keep coming back to work.
Right. That's a good point.
All right, this is let's see what we got. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 7. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall.
Right. So basically you stay within the truth. It's the safest place to be. You know, and we see that, man. You know, Yahweh Shem Shah has gave us some spiritual eyes to see that this is where we need to be at, man.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail.
And we believe through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah that a kingdom is coming. Although he's long suffering, we have to be like our Father. We have to be long suffering as well, man.
Verse 9, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good.
And right now we're going through hell, but we still hope for good, man. What's hoping for good? Believing that you're going to be redeemed, man. Believing that you're a part of the elect. Believing you're going to be those first fruits, man.
Prisoners of hope.
Prisoners of hope, man.
Hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy.
And everlasting joy and mercy is something that does not end, man. That's why we're chasing that incorruptible crown.
God, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?
Right. King David was okay. Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shem Shah took care of King David. You know, he's just a prime example I'm focused on right now. Go ahead.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
No.
Look at Job.
Mm-hmm. Though he slay me, I will, what do you say?
I maintain my integrity.
I will maintain my integrity, man.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Right. And Yahweh Bashem Shah is not going to despise on his true servants, man. Okay? He gave them that name to believe, man.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction.
Right. And we fuck up all the time, man. But Yahweh Bashem Shah still preserves us, man.
Philippians chapter 3. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. It says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
You get that word mark, bro.
Strong's G 4649. Skapas. Skapas.
Skapas, for the word mark. And it says, an observer, a watchman, the distant mark looked at, the goal or end one has in view.
That's the kingdom. That's the kingdom right there, the kingdom of heaven, man. We supposed to be observing on these prophecies. We supposed to be watching out for these prophecies, so we can basically get to that mark, man, which is the end goal, which is the kingdom.
Con.
Beautiful precept.
No doubt. Last scripture here. Oh, we already read it. We read it again. Sirach chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies.
Bro, I got a closing one. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this come to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
Yep. And what's come to pass, we can name it. Martial law, race riots, the economy crashing,
Famines,
the famines,
chips,
the mark on the beast, which is the microchip, the pestilences,
Lack of bread, lack of water,
lack of bread, lack of water, lack of the word.
Microchip.
The microchip. Women getting raped out here, man. All these things we let you know that's coming to pass, man.
World War III.
Yeah, World War III. We can't forget that.
And people just literally gonna go mad because of their situation. Like the Apostle Tahar was going into years back. He said, when people lose it all, they just lose it. You know. So all these day-to-day dainties that are so common to man, a bar of soap and a sample size of shampoo is gonna be very, very delicate in this time, man. You know.
They show
you got it.
Yeah, and they showed that on the Book of Eli, man, when they had that shampoo.
Right.
You know. So all those things right there, they gonna know there was a prophet being amongst them. They gonna know those guys was out there on the highways and byways. Hey, I should have listened to them.
Oh yeah.
Don't be that I wish I could have Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they gonna be there because that wisdom of Solomon says we fools counted their lives madness.
Right.
You know, like people look at you strange because you don't eat pork and shrimp and lobster. Like what? What you mean what? All right, cool.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That bro's any closing remarks? You can shut it down, man.
All right, I hope you all were edified, man. Like give all honor and glory again to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua.
The mothers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim. Keep pushing. Shalom.
Hey, shalom.